Welcome to Solo Sailing with Trev White. Today I'm talking about my new main. So I had a new main made for Tintin. The last one got pretty badly beaten up coming back from Fiji. It had a couple of tears in it, a significant tear. I'd had third reef in when a 78 knot gale ripped through, which was a combination of the tail end of a cyclone and a big squeeze of a low. And it hit me pretty hard. Tore the mizzen, tore the staysail, and so I contemplated having the main restitched and repaired. I had it repaired last year before I went sailing up to Tonga. It was also getting a bit old. It was a laminate sail, starting to delaminate. I mean, there's still another season in it, I think. I didn't really know where I was going. Am I hanging around or am I moving onto someone new? It was time, I thought, for a new main. Started shopping around. Initially, I spoke to Doyle's up in Apua. They did some repairs for me when I first got back from Fiji. They gave me a quote. Had another quote from Calibre Yachts down in Whangarie. Another quote from someone down in Auckland. But eventually I went with a quote from Wallis Sails up in Bay of Islands area. So Craig gave me a quote, and what I was wanting, I wanted a mainsail had more roach in it. So I've got a ketch. It's not a very big mainsail. It's quite small compared to your traditional sloop. It's like it's a 44-foot boat. It's got a 4-metre boom, 15-metre mast. It's not a big sail by any means. And I wanted to try and maximise the sail area. So previously I'd had a cut down Hunter 36 main, and that had given me quite a bit of roach. Has some challenges. It kept catching on running backstays and things, but it did give me more sail area. So I wanted a similar type of effect. So I spoke to a few different guys. In the end, Craig didn't give me as much as I wanted, but he gave me, I think, what is a better sail. And it's a really nice sail. It's a cruising Dacron, well made, 5 batterns, heavily built. It's got the clue line, running down from the back, runs down the forward edge of the sail, so you can tighten it at the forward edge rather than the back edge. So if your sail's, out over the back of the boat, you don't have to try and, lean out to tighten it, which I think is a nice little feature. It's got 3 reefs in it, which is what I wanted, and the third being a deep reef. It's really well built, which I'm very happy about. And I thought a lot of the design features are good, like the reefing points and reefing pennants are really well designed for my boat, and I like the way it's cut. So he cut it so it raises the boom a little more than what it was previously, and I like that. It's once I've got the reefs in, it lifts the boom slightly, gives me a bit more leverage, and it seems to ride really well. Like I have used it in a few small storms, probably 35 knots, and so far I'm really, really happy with it. Like as a full main, it sets beautifully. It sails beautifully, fills really nicely. Still a very new sail, so it should. The batterns ride up well. It uses every inch of space available, which I think is fantastic. And reefed, I've had all the reefs in at various stages. They all set nicely. So overall, I mean, he quoted me half the price of what other people did, or the most expensive. He built it in a very short space of time. I'm confident that it was actually a New Zealand-built sail, not a sail built in a Chinese sweatshop and imported and then just finished. So that, I think, is also important. I wanted a quality-built sail built in New Zealand. And, I like the fact that I'm supporting the New Zealand economy. They're also supporting me. I'm a visiting yacht. I'm not paying GST, which I love. Makes my cruising dollars go a little bit further. And, I think I'll probably get close to 10 years out of this sail if I look after it. And I know I can repair it. I mean, that was an important thing for me, was I wanted to be able to repair it in some shitty little atoll in the middle of nowhere with a sewing machine. And I do carry a sewing machine on board to repairs. I have a hand sewing awl as well, which I've used to restitch my mains previously when I've torn them. I've torn a whole section out, and I had to drop the main halfway to New Guinea and restitch it rolling around the middle of the ocean. So it does happen occasionally. And I've had to, that was a batten pocket got torn, and then, that tore a hole in the sail, which wasn't fabulous. And, he also created far better batten pockets than what I had. Like, these batten pockets are really well designed. Like, it's just a thoughtful design. So, perfect for cruising and perfect for short-handed, which is what I am. So I'm often short-handed sailing or solo sailing, and I emphasised that to him, that I wanted something that was suitable for me and something I could manage easily. And I think I've got that. The full roach makes it a little more challenging, and batterns obviously make it challenging. If you didn't have batterns, it'd be easier as a solo sailor, but batterns give you far more shape and lift, and you want a combination of both. So I haven't soloed with the sail yet. I mean, I put it up solo and gave it a bit of a shakedown, but I've only taken it out with a few crew and used it, and it's very, very manageable. So very, very happy. It's a great sail. I'm very happy with the correspondence I got as we were building. So we were negotiating what to achieve. He offered to build me a mizzen as well. So I ended up, getting a sail given to me, which was about 1 metre too big. So I ended up cutting off the bottom reef, and it's a perfect sail. It's got half battens or quarter battens. So it still gives me pretty good shape, and it cost me $100 to have it modified, versus having a new mizzen made, which would be about $2,500. So again, that stretches my dollars a little bit further, which is important. And I think I will. He's got the measurements for my mizzen, so if I need another mizzen made, I will probably just get him to make it and ship it to me. That will be my intent next time. I know I'm getting a quality sail from a good sail maker, and freight might cost me a little bit more, but it's better than buying a sail out of a sweatshop in China or somewhere, and the sail's just not built to the same standards, and it's not built by a sailor. So Craig sails, he races, he builds sails, and that is important to me. I don't want sails built by someone who doesn't give a shit about sailing. I want sails built by someone who actually sails, and every time he goes out, he's learning how to improve his craft. So the other things I'm looking at is I need a new jib or genoa made. I haven't quite worked out what. I've got an old jib, which I've got two jibs. An old one I use for heavy weather sailing between locations. So I put it on when I'm leaving New Zealand. I take it off when I get to the islands and put it on a genoa. My genoa, I had two genoas, and one of them got damaged, so it got cut down to what is effectively a jib. And my old genoa is quite heavy, but it's got a good UV strip, and it still has reasonable shape, but it's a much heavier sail than modern genoas. And then there's a thought of, do I actually maybe just keep the genoa and then get a furling code 0, which would be also a good choice. Have the genoa on and put a furling code 0 out there on a bowsprit, and that would give me a good light air sail. And then I've got a heavier air sail, and then I've got the storm sail back on the baby stay or staysail if I need. So yeah, it's always a combination. Like you could, a lot of boats put furler after furler after furler, and I don't like having multiple furlers. I've got one. Consider putting two, but yeah, maybe a code 0 on a retractable bowsprit would be the right course of action for me, and that way I've got a light air sail on a furler that I can just stick in a bag and throw it in the cupboard when it's not used, and it's not got all that wear and tear and UV damage and potential, boats clipping it and other things that can go on. Yeah, boats get damaged all the time. But that's my little sail talk. If you're looking for a new sail in New Zealand, again, no sponsorship, but very, very happy with the sail that's made. It's really good quality. I'm very, very impressed by Craig. I think Wallis Sails make, or in my case, make a fantastic sail. And from a cruiser's perspective, if you're looking to save some money and get a good quality product made by someone who knows what they're doing, I would recommend this guy. All the other sail makers have got good reputations also, but they were all considerably more expensive. And I didn't go with Craig just on price. I also chose him on his reviews as well. So he had quite a few reviews, and people were very happy. People had whole suites of sails made and shipped overseas. So he's been around for a while. He's got a good reputation and makes good sails now that I've seen the sail. And he came down to the boat, helped me fit the sail, gave me some good advice. Had no problems with me, using, not buying a mizzen and cutting down a sail. I mean, he thought that was super logical. Why waste money when you've got a sail there? So gave me some advice on code zeros and bowsprits, and we talked about adding furlers, and he sort of steered me away from adding a second one, and maybe going to the code zero with a retractable bowsprit, just to better for cruising as opposed to better for racing. So that's just my thoughts, and I think he's worth having a discussion with if he needs sails made in New Zealand. All right, thanks for joining me, and I'll chat to you next time.